Today you will be solving and translating equations. To translate a sentence into an equation, we must be able to break the sentence into three parts. Those three parts are as follows. So you'll have an expression, you'll have an equal sign, and then you'll have another expression. So keep in mind some words that mean equals. So maybe you can think of some on your own right now. So we have is, we have equals, we have was, past tense of is the same as, is equivalent to, and of course, equal to. So just get down those words that mean equals and pay attention, look out for those as we're translating. So a strategy in order to translate is the STAR method. So S stands for search. The idea is you're searching for keywords. Search. T, of course, is translate. So translate into numbers, operations, variables. So the second step is to translate. A stands for answer. So answer, find the solution. And a lot of people stop at that step. There's actually one more step, and that's the review step. So make sure that you've actually answered the question that was asked. So search, translate, answer, and review. So the first one we're going to look at here is the sum of 3 times the number and 8 is 26. So you can see that it's been broken up into its 3 parts. So we've got our first expression, we've got our equal sign, and then the second expression, again, being separated by the equal sign. So the equal sign, always separates the 2 expressions. So that example would be written 3x plus 8 equals 26, and then we're going to solve it. I like to have a little bit thinner of a pen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and subtract 8 on both sides, which gives me 3x equals 18. Divide both sides by 3, and you'll get x equals 6. So review, did we actually find a number that when multiplied by 3 gives me 8? Well, we can check. Let's multiply our number x by 3, add 8, and see if that gives us 26. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 plus 8 is 26. So that's the check step, making sure that we answered the question and got it correct. All right, we're going to do a couple more problems together. So 3 times the number t minus 11 equals 40. So I like to find my separation, my equal sign first. So that equals is going to separate this part, this expression, from this expression. So let's just translate 3 times the number t minus 11 equals 40. And then go ahead and solve. So I'm going to add 11 on both sides. So 3t equals 51. Divide both sides by 3. And you'll get t equals 17. Go back and check, did we find the number t that when multiplied by 3 minus 11 gives me 40? Well, I can check. 3 times 17 minus 11. Well, 3 times 17 gives me 51. 51 minus 11 will give me 40. So we can ensure that we got that correct. Keep on moving. So number 2 says 2 times the sum of b and 4 is 32. So I'm going to start by putting my equal sign. So I know equals 32. So 2 times. Now you have to be super careful with this phrase, the sum of, because I'm multiplying the whole sum by 2. So to show that, and always when I see the sum of, I'm going to put parentheses. Even if it happens to not be needed, it's not going to hurt anything. So sum is addition, and I'm adding D and 4. So it's super important to make sure to put those parentheses there. Now I'm just going to solve. So go ahead and distribute the 2 in, which will give me 2D plus 8 equals 32. Subtract 8 on both sides, which will give me over here 2D equals 24. Divide both sides by 2, and you'll get D equals 12. Very good. All right, let's look at the next one. 4 less than. This is a huge phrase that we mess up a ton. So we want to keep in mind, we're going to save that until the end of that expression. So 4 less than half of a number is 17. So is 17. I'm going to go ahead and write that part down. And I'm going to translate first half of a number. So half of a number, we can use any number, I'm just going to use n. And then 4 less than that. So that 4 less than comes at the end of that side. So it's still just going to be divided. Like I'm not going to throw that minus 4 across the equal sign. It's still on the same side as the half of the number, but it just comes at the end. And now I'm going to solve. So I'm going to start by adding 4 on both sides, which will give me 1/2 n equals 21. And now how do I get rid of this 1/2? Well, anytime I want to get rid of a fraction coefficient, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So in this case, it would be 2 over 1. And 2 over 1 times 1/2, that cancels out to just give me 1n. And then, of course, 2 times 21 is 42. So there's your answer. All right, go ahead and flip over. Now, number 4 is a huge problem you're going to see all the time. And there's a couple ways to go about it. So let's go ahead and read it. It says the perimeter of a rectangle is 34 feet. So I'm going to translate this sentence. Perimeter is 34. P equals 34. So the next sentence is a different equation. So now I'm going to read the length is 7 more than, that's plus, the width, so that's going to be W plus 7. A couple ways to go about this. I like to draw a picture. Keep in mind the perimeter is all sides added up. And you should be somewhat familiar with that. So let's go ahead and draw ourselves a rectangle. And I know a rectangle has widths and it has lengths. But this one has a special relationship between the length and the width. It tells me that the length is 7 more than the width. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the length with W plus 7. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me one variable to work with. So I'm going to replace L with W plus 7. I just write that L equals W plus 7. And now when I add up all my sides, to set that up with the perimeter, I'm going to add W plus 7 plus W plus W plus 7 plus W. So you should see where this is coming from. I'm adding up all the sides. So I'm going to go, okay, W plus 7. That comes from this side right here. Plus W, which is this side right here. Plus, again, W plus 7. Plus the last side, W. And I know that that should total up to what number? It should total up to 34. So set that equal to 34, and now we're just solving this equation, which is going to be, the first step will be combining like terms. So I've got 1W plus 1W plus 1W plus 1W. So if I were to add those all together, 1W plus 1W plus 1W plus 1W, that's going to give me 4W, and then combining my constants, 7 plus 7 will give me 14 equals 34. And from here we should be home free because that's just a two-step equation. We'll go ahead and subtract 14 from both sides. So you get 4W equals 20. Divide both sides by 4, and you'll get W equals 5. Now remember our star, so we searched for keywords, we translated, we answered, but the last step is to review. So I want to make sure that I find both unknowns, so the length and the width. So I've got the width. Now we can go back up, and we know that the length is just 7 more than the width. Well, now I know the width is 5, so what's 7 more than 5? That's going to be 12. So there you go. W is 5, and the length is 12. Just follow that process when you do your U-do problem. So first, set up what your perimeter is equal to over here. And then your equation for length or for width, draw your picture, and set up your equation. So definitely come back to this problem on your U-dos. All right, feel free to pause it if you need to go back and review any of that. And when you're ready, continue playing, and we will look at number 5. All right, so it says, write an equation to find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 96. So I know that equals 96 in some way, shape, or form. So remember what consecutive means. Do you remember what consecutive means? If I told you the Ravens won 5 consecutive games, I'm talking about one right after another. So maybe they won game 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So consecutive is in a row. For example, 4, 5, 6. So I want to find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 96. So a lot of times we're tempted to go, oh, 3 numbers sum, I'm just going to go x plus y plus z. But we know more information than just there's 3 unknowns. I know how they're related. So if the first number is x, then, and it's consecutive, what does the next number have to be? Well, it has to be 1 more than x. So this is my first number, this is my second number, and then my third number, if it's in a row, would have to be x plus 2, or 2 more than x. So you can see you've got your 3 numbers here. You've got the first number, the starting point, 1 more than that, and then 2 more than that, and those are going to be 3 consecutive numbers. If it asks for 2 consecutive numbers, you would set it up x plus 1. There's your first one, there's your second one. But we have 3, so this is how you'll set it up. You're just going to follow this process anytime you see consecutive, okay? So now we're just going to combine like terms. So I've got 1x plus 1x plus 1x, which is going to give me 3x. Combine your constants, 1 plus 2 gives me 3. And now we just have a two-step equation. Subtract 3 on both sides. So you'll get 3x equals 93. Divide both sides by 3. And you'll get x equals 31. So that's our answer, but let's review and make sure that we actually found what they want us to find. It says, find 3 consecutive integers. So what we did is we just found the first one. So if the first one's 31, then what's the next one going to be? Well, we said 1 more than that. So 32, and then the third one would be 33. So those are your 3 consecutive integers. And how could you check? Well, those better add together to give me 96. And they do. You check that in your calculator, you'll get 96 is equal to 96. So I just want to point out that number 5 that we just did is going to be super helpful for number 5 on your U-dos. Number 4 is going to be super helpful for number 4 on your U-do problem. So I want to see you guys trying that. If you get stuck, then go replay the video and see how I attacked that problem, and then use that to help you with your UDO problem. So at this point, go ahead and try your 5 UDO problems. Raise your hand when you're done, and your teacher will come around and check you and tell you what color. Thank you for watching.